Hello, everyone. Welcome to morning coffee break, take two. I had all this part out here, recorded, and I was getting set up in there, and Kitty jumped up there, and I think I hit something. I don't know. She was going across, anyways. I ended up deleting it somehow. But anyway, it's a nice day. It's 40 degrees. We got jets flying all over today. You can see the trails behind them. I'd say you can't see the jet itself, but they just go straight up. I don't know what in the heck. Obviously training of some sort. But yeah, they've been all over the place today already. That sounds like a woodpecker at one. Here. I haven't heard the train this morning. Joy Tucker told me that she thinks that this isn't cauliflower. She thinks it's Brussels sprouts. We'll see. It had a tag in it that said cauliflower, but I've never grown it, so it possibly could be Brussels sprouts. We'll see. But the cabbage is doing good. Oh, it looks perfect. I noticed some of the radishes look like they're about ready. So whenever I get some turnips to roast, I'm gonna get some radishes too. And then I'll cook the greens. Also, no waste. This one right here, I had cut, it looked like it was dead and the leaves on it were dead. This has been like a month or so ago, about a month ago. And I cut it all off just to see if they would grow back, and you can see the leaves have grown back now. So that's good. All these guys down here, this one's a monster turnip right here. That one. It's a monster. The kale's doing good. Thought it would get bigger than that by now, but growing real slow. Well, if y'all remember during the summer, the birds would be singing so loud, I would do my devotions out here that you couldn't hardly hear me talk. There's so many birds singing loudly. It's good to hear some this morning. But this is the type of weather we would normally have. And, we had a few cold spells real early, and I said that was very unusual, and it was. And, it's usually like this. Until like later in January and February is usually really cold, though. So I think some of the stuff in my garden would have, lived longer if it hadn't got so cold so early. Well, maybe the train will come along. Let's listen to the birds for a bit and see if the train shows up before story time. I'll be right back. Let's go inside and do story time, everyone. Okay. Story time today probably won't be really long, but stuck out in my mind, like yesterday was Busch Gardens, and the day before that was Niagara Falls. And this one is, I guess it was called Disney World or Disneyland. And I was real young in this one too. And I do remember, and then, wait a minute, I wrote that down again. We went again with Logan. Years, I mean, this was when I was young, but I mean, we went one other time. If I can remember this. Trying to write things down. I remember, I don't remember much about going there or anything because Dad, like we traveled a lot. We would take pictures at every state sign where it says, entering Tennessee or whatever, and we would get out and Vicky would stand on one side of the sign and I would stand on the other side of the sign, and Dad would take a picture of whatever state it was. And he, back then everybody used slides a lot. And they had the little carousel thing, you put the round thing with all the slides in, and it would do you could press a button and go to the next one, press it, go to the next one, or you could set it like on automatic to where it would do one and then pause for a second and then do another one on its own. But I remember sitting and watching all these slides of the states and stuff that he'd put together, and we've probably been in probably about every state in the, not Hawaii, of course, or Alaska, but I'd say at one time or another we've been in most of them. I don't think we've been in Washington State either. Up there are some of those, like maybe Idaho or South Dakota. But we've been in a lot of them anyway. And we always took a picture, and it would be, you could tell what mood I was in by the picture. If I was like, grumpy, I would be like, I'd make this face. And if I was happy, you could always tell either one. But that's not exactly about, I just popped up in my mind when I was talking about Disney World. I remember the teacup things that would spin around, and then I remember, I don't remember many of the rides really even. I mean, I was very young, but I remember the thing where you get in the little like boat thing and go through, like It's a Small World or whatever it was called, and they had all the animated characters in there, and that song, It's a Small, Small World After All, or something. I can't remember how it goes, but I kind of remember it in my head, but I don't think I could, sing. Y'all know what I'm probably talking about. But I remember that, and I remember being totally amazed because they were, back then you didn't see much stuff animated until Disney came along, really. And to see it in person and it looked so real, I was like totally amazed, and my sister was too. And I just remember a big day of it, and I don't think we went on a whole lot of rides because Dad wanted to see things too in there. But I mean, even back then, I remember the lines being real long, and I think I was too short for some of them, and I don't think my sister probably wouldn't have wanted to go on them by herself, or I think Mom would have got sick probably on a ride that would spin around. I'm pretty sure. But I do remember getting to go on some and just having the biggest time of my young life, and it still sticks out in my mind. I wish I could remember more more details of it, except for that I couldn't believe it. It was like the best day I've ever had at that point, and I just loved it. I wouldn't mind going back now, but I mean, we went when I can do a. Really, it wouldn't be too much different on this because we went with Logan to the one in Florida. I guess it was, yeah. And I think Jackie. I think Jackie stayed maybe with my parents back then, because this Logan wasn't very old. And we went, and oh, Logan had a blast too. It was so fun, so much fun. I like to remember some good things. You tend to remember bad things that's happened to you in your life, but it's good to remember some good things too. You know, and that's really about it for today's story time. Some of them aren't very long, but I got a few more up my sleeve. And if I can remember some more, it'd be nice. I can't wait to start on this Folgers coffee. Classic roast. I love Folgers, and I swear, Aldi's brand of coffee, it really smells like Folgers to me. The coffee, without me, well, even when it's brewing, it smells like Folgers. And this I'll be able to tell even better. So now we hear the train. Let's go out and listen to the train, y'all. Here we go. It's pretty close by, too. You can hear the tracks. The wheels on the tracks. It's so relaxing with the bird sounds, too. Okay, everybody, I still got to do what's for dinner and stuff, so I wanted to catch some of that, though. All right, I got my morning coffee. Hope y'all have your favorite beverage. What's for dinner? I'm going to show you a little bit more detail tonight. I always called it cube steak casserole from my recipe. I don't know why I really chose to be that name, but I just did. Here's what it looks like. I don't know if y'all can do a, let me see. Maybe y'all could do a snapshot of this, of the recipe. I'll give you a minute. Believe me, this is very good. I bought that cube steak y'all saw in my haul from Food City. It's wonderful stuff. It's as good as the one from Maldi. It takes 2 cube steak, 2 brown gravy mix, 1 onion diced. I don't eat the fresh onion. And 1 onion soup mix. I put onion soup mix in ours. You can put both if you want, or one or the other. Flour, Mrs. Dash, garlic powder, cream of mushroom, small can of mushrooms, ground pepper and salt, optional, water. Here's the onion soup mix from Aldi. These are really good. And the brown gravy is from Aldi also. It's real cheap. It's like 35 cents. So you coat the cube steak with flour and cook on a greased skillet till brown on outside. Do not cook until done. Set aside to cool, then cut into bite-sized pieces. You don't have to cut it into bite-sized pieces if you don't want. It's so tender when it's done anyway, it falls apart. We usually just put it in the whole piece, you know, the whole piece instead of cutting it up. But dice onion and saute in pan till done. Add pepper and salt if you want. Also saute the mushrooms if desired. Put meat, onions, and mushrooms in crock pot. And I put a little bit of this gravy mixture underneath. Add other ingredients in 1 cup water. Make gravy mix with 2 cups water and pour over. I usually end up putting it all together in the gravy mix, like the onion soup mix. You can do it either way and everything. And then I pour a little bit on the bottom, and then I put the meat in there, and then I pour the rest of it on top. Cook on low for 6 to 8 hours. We serve it with mashed potatoes and something else. But it's really, really good. If you want to see how it's made, you can look on my playlist under Cook With Me's, and you can find it there, cube steak casserole. And it'll show you. It's one of my, I think it was one of my better Cook With Me's. But yeah, you'll be able to see how it's done. It's really very easy, and you can cook it. I think Thriftastic Mom made it one time on her show. Yeah, she did a video of my recipe, and she did it. She didn't. I don't think she had a crock pot at the time or something like that. Anyway, or hers didn't work or something. But she just did it in like I think like a Dutch oven they call it or whatever. It was on the stove, in other words, but she just simmered it for a long, long time instead of having it in the crock pot. So if you don't have one, it can be cooked over the stove, but it might not be quite as tender, you know. But it's really super tender. You don't even need a knife at all. It'll fall apart when you're just trying to, you don't even have to hardly use a fork to push it. I mean, once you touch it, it just falls apart. It's so good. And we love it. It's one of our favorites. And I only get the cube steak either. If nobody has it on sale, we'll get 1 pack of the one at Aldi. But it's like $4.99 a pound, I believe. Yeah. And but it's really good, and it's Black Angus too. But I hopefully can find it like at Food City. They'll run it like they did for $3.99 for the Black Angus, and that's a good price. So we get it there, and we have got some at some Black Angus also at Grocery Outlet. They have Angus Tuesdays, where they have some type of Angus meat on sale every Tuesday, and that's what I look for there. And it was $2.99, I believe. Yeah, I think it was $2.99 a pound what we got down there, and it was good too. So, I was trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. I hadn't planned anything. I've been really tired. I thought my B12 shot would pep me up a little bit more, but it's done a little bit. But I can't get caught up on my sleep. I didn't sleep much last night, and you know, just an aggravating night and everything. So I'll be okay. But I really can't think of anything else. If you haven't yet watched Logan's Awesome Snack Reviews, we had a real good one last night. And you got to watch him eat those smoked, I think it was oysters that he had. Not me, but I need to do a tablet time. If nothing happens to where I end up doing something else today, I'll try to do a tablet time. So I'll try. I know I probably got enough stuff by now to do one. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. Please press that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that so that you get all my videos as soon as they come out. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you later on. God bless.